Okay, so I found the straps. Okay, it took a while, and so while I was gone, I hung up some of that fabric, and I put another load in the washing machine. So anyway, so basically, I'm gonna take and cut these into 1/4. Okay, so that's 4, and basically I'll just grab the other 3, and I'll just get the ends together. Now this is more, well, this is going to be 16, and I think I had 15 bags, so there's one more, and that makes up for the one that I messed up. Okay, and then I'm gonna set these other 3, and then I'm gonna cut these in half. Okay, so we're about to take off now. Oh, one thing I noticed when I stopped is that I forgot to put the second stitch on the bag. So we're gonna have to do that. I should be doing that before I sew the handles on. Okay, so you got a sneak peek of the handles. So let me hurry and sew these down real quick. So this would be the second side, okay? And so what you have to do is you're gonna turn the bag, I guess, to the right side. Right now it's on the wrong side from the last stitch. And then you're really ready to rock and roll. Okay, so we're about to take off now. Okay, so once I finish this particular stitch, okay, what I would do as an example is that I will turn off the sewing machine, and then I'll turn all of I'll cut them all. Okay, I'll cut them all, and again I'm clipping clean on one side, so I'm clipping clean. But then once I cut them all, then, like I did it earlier, and I'm going to do it again, while the machine is still running, even though I turned it off, okay, that's where, now I already put a handle on to the bottom. Okay, so now that's how we close it up, and as you can see, it's pretty even. Sometimes it can be a little bit off, like technically that's off about a 32nd or maybe a 16th, really not a 16th, but for the most part it's going to be straight. And if it is off, mostly you could probably let it go, but it's going to be the straightest if you do what I said about raising the pressure foot and putting it in. But before we do that, we have to attach the handles. Okay, and so for the handles, what I do is I fold them in half like that, and then with the bag open, now I do it 2 ways, but I guess for the most part I'll just kind of put this, and then I'll just set this on with that stitch. Sometimes if I'm stitching a thick fabric, sometimes I'll fold the fabric, and then now this is the one that's messed up. So for now, I'm just gonna let that go. I was thinking to maybe fix it, but that would be a really waste of my time to really fix that. But sometimes I'll fix it just Not so much to prove I can fix it, but just to fix it because I won't accept something like that. Okay, so now that we've got those done, now we're really gonna go fast. Because what I want to do, since it's not that many, and I don't really have to have the bag for tomorrow for the lady, even though technically I could have them, but I'm not trying to finish them, because chances are right now I'm only gonna get to the closing them up. So now the next step is to close them. So depending on where I am in the sewing, I would shut off the machine right here, and then I would close all of the bags. And then after I close them all, then later I would come back and sew them. But right now I'm going to just push through, so I'm just going to close them one at a time. And again, what I do is I'm holding my fingers and I try to make this part right here really even. Okay, I try to make sure that the zipper, that they're really even. Okay, and then once I have it even, I disengage the thread, I make the needle go all the way up and start to come down. Okay, it looks like, okay, I still have bobbin thread. And then I come, and then with the presser foot up, I put the fabric, I put the needle in the fabric and I put it all the way down. And what that does is that helps to make sure to keep that line, to keep it where it's going to be really, really straight. If you try to sew it without first putting that, then it's going to shift on you, and you'll have a lot of problems. So that is that really it makes it come out perfect or close to perfect every time. And as you can see it every time. And I've done it the other way, and this way it works the best. And so once I find something that works the best, and so then now I'm coming to the next one. And so then I'm going to close the zipper to about that far, about a half inch away, a half of an inch before the fully closed. And then I'm going to fold it over and make sure that they're even. Again, I'm getting them even right there. And then I'm going to raise the presser. I'm going to disengage the thread, put the needle all the way up and start to come down. And then with the presser foot up, about a quarter of an inch below the start of the zipper, then I'm going to put it, while the presser foot is up, I'm going to put the needle in the fabric. And then I'm going to back stitch. And then I'm going to go ahead and get to a half of an inch. Now, when I say a half of an inch, that's not counting the fray. The fray is outside of a half of an inch. And that's an important concept too. Because I've noticed a lot of students, they have trouble with that fray and keeping like the fray a half of an inch away. And now on on sewing patterns, they use 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. But I learned, because I make my own patterns, and I learned at LA Trade Tech College. I love that school, incidentally. But I learned there, and so we make everything with the half inch. Except the collar. The collar we make at a quarter of an inch. And the hem usually depends, like on a jacket, the hem will usually be maybe an inch and a half. Okay, I know I probably didn't say it, but as you can see, they're really coming out, you know, they're really coming out pretty straight. And that way they're consistent, like every time. I'd say one time I did it, and this was a while back, but there was one time that I did it, and I noticed that it was off just like a little bit. Not a whole lot. It was off just a little bit. And I guess I used to, and again, I just automatically, you know, kind of do it because I've made thousands of these bags. But so I automatically, even though I'm not saying it every time, but I'm doing it every time, okay? But it just helps. And then you're going to see me, I'm going to do it on the other side as well. In any event, Okay, so I have them all turned. I mean, I have them all unzipped, and I have this out. So what I want to do is the one bag that was the farthest behind, the one that I need to sew together first, is this one. Okay, I'm going to sew this one first, and I'm going to lock it at the end down here. And that, again, is the safety. So what I'm doing is that I'm making sure that they're both even right there. And then I'm going about 1/4 of an inch down, and then with the pressure foot up, I'm piercing I'm putting the needle all the way to the bottom, so that way it's not going to shift. It will shift very quickly. Now, you know, iron. Take all of these bags. Okay, and really I leave them sewn together like this. I'll show you how I fold them when I stop. But in any event, I'm going to overlock the edge like that. Okay, and then once we overlock it, I'm also going to cut this at the top. I'm going to cut that part off. And then I'm going to put a little V across the bottom right here at 1/2 of an inch. Okay, and so I'm going to do that on all the bags. And then after that, then we'll turn the bag. And then I'm going to use the scissors to push this part out. This is the side where the zipper is. And then from there, I'm going to do a top stitch. Actually, I'll do it on this side first. But I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to do a top stitch right here. And then on this lock, because it's so thick, this is where I'm going to raise the pressure foot, disengage the thread, and then I'm going to pull it back. You'll see I'm going to do a special lock stitch on these because they're too thick. And if I try to go backward, they'll break the needle. That's what I mean about knowing the sewing machine. So anyway, that's going to be it for this juncture. So this is what we're making. Okay, they're going to be different. And you saw we have the piece one, and then we have the couple of music ones, and then we have that one with the flower. So that's going to be what's up next. So for right now, this is going to be Merritt Holloway, Super Serious Seamster. And if you like the video, please subscribe and share. And then what else? And leave a comment. Okay. And okay, thank you. So until the next video, this is Merritt Holloway, Super Seamster, Super Serious Seamster, Merritt Holloway, Super Serious Seamster, signing out. And thank you for your time, and hopefully I didn't waste it too much and you learned something. All right, peace and out.